When will Activision make a new Guitar Hero game? How many times has that phrase or something like it been thrown around lately? Clone Heroes filled the void for 5 years now, but it's just not the same as buying a fully produced game alongside a new controller. My last video, Beyond Clone Hero, talked about some games similar to Guitar Hero that are currently in development, with titles like Fret Smasher, RhythmScape, Downbeat, and possibly even a new Guitar Hero in the works. What can the devs for these teams learn from Activision's past mistakes? Today, I'm taking a look at 10 different ways the Guitar Hero series failed. Now, these aren't all reasons the series died or anything like that. Some sure hurt, but mainly these are just decisions which could have been handled differently and made for a better player experience. Also, instead of just pointing out things that really sucked and leaving it there, I'm going to list a takeaway for how to possibly handle each point a bit better in the future. With that being said, let's start this countdown with the least offensive entry and work our way to the most critical of fails. Number 10. Hyperspeed is a cheat in early games. This is a small one compared to everything else on this list. Hyperspeed is how fast your notes come down the highway. Nice part of this? Notes are more spaced out, which makes it easier to read complex patterns. Should just be an option like it is in Clone Hero nowadays, right? Nope. You had to input a cheat code to activate hyperspeed in the early games. Most players agreed it was a playstyle choice, but some tournaments and events banned the use of hyperspeed, since it was a cheat. Even the famous Guinness World Record run by I Am Chris for Life was done without hyperspeed. The organization wouldn't allow the cheat for attempts. This issue was finally corrected with Guitar Hero 5 when hyperspeed was moved to an extras menu, but by then it was a bit too late. Folks in the community were confused about if the feature made the game harder or not. I mean, the notes are moving faster. In reality, it's just a player choice, and hiding it behind a cheat led to confusion and a less than ideal experience. One last confusing thing about hyperspeed, it was more effective in multiplayer due to the note highway being a different length. Here's a chart made by Score Hero user Browie showing hyperspeed in single player as compared to versus. Kinda weird, right? Lesson for this first fail: make customizing your gameplay experience as easy as possible both to find and to understand. Hiding useful gameplay options just leads to confusion and frustration. On to the next fail. Number 9. Controller quality. Nowadays, it's harder to find a Guitar Hero controller in the wild than it is to find someone praising Bobby Kotick online. Yeah, it's rough. During the Guitar Hero and Rock Band boom, however, it was impossible not to see controllers everywhere you went. Game stores, electronic shops, you name it, band bundle boxes were everywhere. Unfortunately, this meant controllers were sometimes less reliable. Mass production led to some lower quality products, resulting in broken strum bars, snapped drum foot pedals, and generally bad experiences. Thankfully, you were still able to return the controllers to the store or send away for a new one. Even still, it was cumbersome. Third-party controllers varied in price from cheap to, $250 retail. Logitech Premier Edition, what the fuck? So what can we learn from old quality issues? Well, people won't mind paying a bit more for quality parts and a controller that'll last. Speaking of which, if you want a custom controller to play Clone Hero nowadays, check out 760creations.com or also Katana Mods. Both make great stuff, highly recommended. Let's move on to the next fail. Number 8. Agora Games. Did you know Guitar Hero once had a cross-console leaderboard system similar to Score Spy? And it was used to run national tournaments. Seriously, Agora Games was a company that built online features for websites and they connected to video games. When you registered for an official Guitar Hero tournament and completed a song on your home console, the score was then uploaded to the community site. You were able to compete against others no matter if you were on Xbox, Wii, or PlayStation. One tournament was even held in conjunction with the NCAA Final Four when it took place in San Antonio, Texas back in 2008. So, what happened? Why weren't these features expanded upon? In August of 2009, Agora Games was acquired by Major League Gaming. Nowadays, Agora Games is known as Warner Brothers Games, New York. The features built into Guitar Hero for the community site were phased out. This entire arc is a huge missed opportunity. Most players didn't even know this functionality existed. Could you imagine a Guitar Hero with esports functionality baked in nowadays? Seasons of songs, rotating tunes, and streamed in-person finals? The hype would be unreal. Lesson for the future. Support the devs making cool functionalities that make your game better. The parallels to Score Spy with Clone Hero are hard to miss. Imagine if those leaderboards were built right into the main game. It'd be great. Maybe one day.
Guitar Hero expert from GuitarHero.com. Was that some action or what?
That was legend. Hope you're not lactose intolerant because it's dairy.
That's awesome.
Number 7. GH Tunes support. Customs on console. Did you know you could make custom charts on the console games and share them? GH Tunes, or GH Mix, was a tool that allowed you to make MIDI customs right in-game. The software was powerful, but quite tough to learn to use properly. While this idea was incredibly ambitious, the mode was never promoted or supported. Here's an example of a custom track made in GH Tunes. We've seen what the customs community can do in Clone Hero using tools such as Moonscraper. I'm listing this as a fail for Guitar Hero because it could have been so much more. GH Tunes as a feature was so powerful, but underutilized, and many people didn't even realize it existed. Perhaps devs for future games could include charting tools directly in-game. Would you be interested in a new Guitar Hero that allowed you to chart and play your own music? That sounds great to me. Number 6. Plays in GH Live. One of the most infuriating decisions in the rebooted Guitar Hero Live was locking song playthroughs behind a currency. Yeah, seriously, if you played the online service Guitar Hero TV and wanted to play a song on demand, it cost you a play. Well, that's not too bad, right? You get free plays every day and no, wrong! You couldn't even restart a song without using another play. The menu option to restart a song wasn't even there. You had to exit, use another play, and then you could reload the song. The entire model gave Guitar Hero Live a mobile game feeling where you needed to log in for your daily reward in order to play the songs you wanted. This is made even more obvious by the fact the game had a full version, along with Bluetooth guitar controller, available for iOS devices. Didn't want to use plays? No worries! You could unlock all the songs in the game for unlimited play for the small price of $6 a day. Yeah, paying $6 unlocked unlimited plays for only 24 hours. This was a party pass. Woo! Lesson from this? Don't monetize basic game features like selecting a song or restarting it. Yuck. This also leads directly into the next fail. Number 5. Removing features in Guitar Hero Live. We're halfway through the list, and we're getting to the big errors. Not only were expected features like restarting songs monetized, some features in Guitar Hero Live were completely taken out of the game. No bass, no drums, no practice, no hyperspeed. The reboot of the franchise was absent of many things players had grown to expect of the franchise. Colorful graphics and band member selection done away with in favor of live video. The customization of making your playthrough your own was missing. Even the ability to purchase DLC was gone. When GHTV servers shut down in 2019, access to the 500 songs on the service was cut off. This decision to go lighter on features was apparently a long time in the works. The canceled Guitar Hero 7 was rumored to remove instruments as well. What can future games learn from this fail? If you're making a new game, build on what the past games have created instead of leaving fans yearning for the older titles. How great would GHTV have been without the awful monetization and plays system? Well, fun fact, there is a group of fans who have found a way to emulate the GHTV service without plays enabled. These community members are making the server available for public play soon, And if you're interested, check out the GHTV Reverse Engineering Discord, link in the description. Number 4, communication. Guitar Hero's always had a bad habit of not telling fans what's happening with the game. Promoting events? No. Those tournaments I mentioned earlier, most people didn't even know they happened. How about letting the community know GHTV was shutting down? Sort of. If you go to Guitar Hero's website right now, it hasn't been updated since 2019. Even the website asks, "What brings you here?" as if they're puzzled you care. Guitar Hero did have a community manager at one point during Guitar Hero Live's launch, but they quickly left the project. Social media presence only showcased new premium shows, a rotating format of featured songs, and not much else. The entire premium show format is another classic example of their miscommunication. If you pre-ordered Guitar Hero Live, you were supposed to get 3 Avenged Sevenfold songs. During an interview with IGN, M. Shadows, the singer for the band, said, "We're gonna give exclusive content for people that pre-order the game. So basically, if you get the game early, you get 3 live tracks from us, and it's gonna be our audience and what we see from the stage." That's how it was marketed, but it wasn't actually how it worked. Premium shows rotated and were only available at certain times. These songs weren't available in Quick Play to select. Even if you pre-ordered, you still lost access to the content once the premium show rotated out. Lesson to take away? Communicate with your community and actually listen to the feedback they provide. Don't keep fans in the dark if they don't understand your decisions. Hell, folks are still confused over some of the design choices in Guitar Hero Live. One thing we all agree on, though. Number 3, oversaturation. The thing most people point to destroying the plastic instrument craze of the 2000s. Activision went wild releasing title after title after title. The same year GH3 released, so did Rock's the 80s. 2008 had World Tour, Aerosmith, On Tour, and On Tour Decades. They followed up releasing even more games in 2009, multiple band-focused titles with Metallica and Van Halen, Band Hero, Smash Hits, Guitar Hero 5, and even the spin-off DJ Hero were all released in the same year. Sales quickly dwindled as more and more titles diluted the market with products. This point has been beaten into the ground, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But what can we learn from this? More isn't always better. Quality gameplay with the right song choices will always create a more memorable experience for this type of game. Speaking of song choice. Number 2, finale songs in World Tour and Guitar Hero 5. Alright, some might call this a hot take, but hear me out. When you think of big bad final boss songs in the official Guitar Hero games, what do you think of? Through the Fire and Flames, the after credits tune from the 3rd game. It's synonymous with final challenges for rhythm games. So why am I listing finale songs as one of the largest fails on this list? Well, let's take a look at Guitar Hero World Tour. The follow-up to the most recognizable challenge in plastic guitar was Pull Me Under by Dream Theater? Don't get me wrong, great song, but using it as the after credits finale? No, nowhere near the same impact. They went with the most popular song by Dream Theater instead of a new mega challenge. The same goes for Guitar Hero 5. King Crimson's 21st Century Schizoid Man is a legendary prog rock tune, but as an after credits finale song, people weren't sharing their progress on epic new battles like they did with Through the Fire. The final 5-fret game, Warriors of Rock, had an epic conclusion with Megadeth's song Sudden Death, but by that point the series had already begun fizzling out. Epic finale songs were sorely missed in World Tour and GH5. Would different songs at the end have made things better? Perhaps. Dragon Force wasn't a name everyone knew in metal when they were included as the last challenge in Guitar Hero 3. Combining the song itself, the musicianship on display, and the challenge in game made a memorable experience. Dream Theater could have potentially made the same kind of impact had a more up-tempo final boss style song been picked. Maybe the Glass Prison, for example. It would have one-upped every challenge in the series to date, not to mention being a challenge on all instruments. That would have been great for the first band game. A custom track of the tune by Miscellany has 5,200 notes in just under 14 minutes. Would a stamina challenge like this have been enough to recreate the magic of Through the Fire and Flames? The takeaway for future games: song choice matters for presentation. When games are putting a setlist together for their official career mode, song choice is critical. What song would you pick as the finale of a future Guitar Hero game? Let us know in the comments. And now, the largest fail Guitar Hero has committed. Number 1. Changing controller designs. Green, red, yellow, blue, orange. Those 5 frets are exactly what you expect when you hear someone is playing Guitar Hero. But what did Guitar Hero Live do? Toss out what everyone knows and replace it with black and white notes. No more colorful gameplay. Why are there only 3 note lanes? What's going on? While Guitar Hero Live's guitar actually had 6 fret buttons, 3 on top, 3 on a second row, casual players didn't get it. They did not understand the colors were different sets of buttons. This led to a situation where the public perceived the game as easy, even though charts could be more complex than ever. The game was hard to calibrate properly, and those same pesky controller manufacturing issues popped up again. Players felt frustrated they couldn't enjoy the game the way they used to. Interestingly enough, this isn't the first time Activision wanted to try a Guitar Hero Live style guitar. The canceled Guitar Hero 7 from 2011 was going to have a new controller as well. GH7 controllers were set to have 6 string-line strum bars, as well as 6 fret buttons. The 6th fret button would have been purple. An anonymous source interviewed by Kotaku about the canceled GH7 said, "The strings were unresponsive and loose, and the guitars cost a fortune to make. No one could figure out a way to make it so your average Joe could buy one." Guess Activision was trying their best to make Gent Hero a thing. If Guitar Hero is revisited by Activision in the future, one thing is clear. Players want a new take on the classic experience. If they want to change the guitar controller, all they need to do is take the old style and add a damn 6th button. That's all you need to do. No multiple strum bars, no rows of fret buttons, just 6 buttons and a strum bar. Please. Players could still use it for the older style 5-fret games, and it would promote people playing the new Guitar Hero title as well. It'd be a huge win for everyone involved. New challenge, new controllers, everyone happy. Let me pull my head out of the clouds wishing for new controllers and ask, what do you think? Do you agree with my choices for Guitar Hero's top 10 fails? Did I leave a massive blunder or 2 off this list? Let me know in the comments. If you do leave a like on this video, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you to all of the new subs from the last video essay as well. More like that coming in the future. Welcome to the community. Enjoying the hell out of making videos with a bit more depth and research to them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Rock on, Paradise City!